So today we are going to show you how to make your own custom shaker cabinets. We wanted something really clean and simple and modern, and the ones that were here before that we took out were very dated and we couldn't deal. So we were like, let's just make them. They ended up being a lot simpler than we thought they would be, and I wanted to share with you guys how we did it. So it's just a couple quick, easy steps, and we made these door fronts. So it'll just go right here. We're gonna paint it a nice clean white, and we'll show you how to make these from start to finish. So we got this 1/8 inch ply. It's pretty sturdy actually. I just got a 4x8 sheet of this, and that did it for all 12 of our cabinets that we're making, even like these big boys. And then this 1x3 board. It's just a 1x3 board. They actually had some really nice ones at Lowe's. We only needed 10 boards. This was $15 or $16 for the whole sheet. The material costs were like $75 for all of our custom cabinets, so that's pretty cool. As far as tools, tape measure, pencil, a hammer, and a chisel for the finessing of the edges on the inside. You can just do them by hand, but I just have this little nailer. It shoots 5/8 inch nails to put the panel in. Just some wood glue. Oh, you'll need a drill of any kind, and then you'll need to get this Craig pocket screw jig, which has been amazing. We've gotten so much use out of it. I got these, so it says if you're going into 3/4 inch, you want to use 1 1/4 inch. So I got these, and that's it. So let's get started.
I did forget to mention that you will also need a router, as well as some sort of table to work on and some table clamps. If you don't own a router, you can always rent one. They're about $20 a day. So the paneling that we're putting inside of the shakers was 1/8 inch thick. So we set the router bit to 1/8 inch depth to take out of the wood. And our boards were about 2.5 inches wide. And so we decided to take out about 1/2 inch so that the panel had plenty of room to rest inside of the shaker cabinet without taking out too much of that shaker structure. Once you've determined what depth you need to do your cut and how wide you want it to go into the board, you can go ahead and set up a little system like Dave has here. He's just using a couple table clamps, a work table, and he's gone ahead and made a system so that the router can run along the kind of backboard that he's created so that it's the same continuous width into the board. And the router bit is just set at 1/8 inch to be 1/8 inch deep for the plywood to sit flush. I have my 4 pieces that Dave routed out for me, and I'm gonna show you how to assemble them with the Craig jig. So what I'm gonna want is 2 screws going into this, 2 screws going into this. So you do 8 total. So I'll use this, and I wanna have the direction of it going, so this is gonna be where the screws go. So I'll just line it up right here. These do not need to be cut. I want my screws to go this way, so I set it up like this, and I go ahead and, I know you guys are probably gonna judge this method, but I hate setting up clamps and undoing them every time and everything, so I just put my body weight on it and go in. It makes your little pocket hole. So then I'm gonna do a couple more of those, and then I'll show you how it pieces together. So you'll use this tool here to figure out which category your board falls in, whether it's 1/2 inch, 3/4, or 1.5 inch. This is 3/4. So you have 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1.5. I'm gonna line up this to land right to click into that 3/4 category, like that. The other thing that coordinates with that is the Craig jig drill bit. And you can see on here, you can use this guide actually as your wrench. So you have 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1.5 as well. So you're gonna line that up with the 3/4 since we're doing a 3/4 inch board. And then I just use this little Allen wrench that comes with it to tighten that up. So this will act as your stopper so that you go the right depth for your board. So I've done all these 4. And if you look inside, you can see it makes a little divot in there for the tip of your screw to go into. And there's also a washer on the end of their screws so that it stops itself without going through the board. So I'll show you how to attach these now. Next is I'm going to line up my boards. So these are going to be in the middle, and you can see we have it routed out in here for the panel to go inside. So I'm just using these 1 1/4 inch screws. These are the Craig brand. You can see on the back it gives you a guide. If your material thickness is 3/4, then you want to do 1 1/4 screws. So we got these 1 1/4 screws, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay my screws in to start. A little groove for them to sink in that I showed you guys earlier. I'm just gonna lay a little bit of glue where my joints are gonna line up. So right here, line those up so that the edges are flush. And I'm gonna switch my drill bit that I was using. This is the Pilot drill bit. I switch it out with the long drill bit that fits these screws that comes with the kit as well, so that you can sink them in here. And I'm just gonna go ahead, make sure that I'm lined up on the edge. And join those. Ah, same thing over here. Okay. Flip it and reverse it. You have your shaker cabinet. So the last step would be to just fill the middle with a little piece of plywood. So what we've done is routed out the area for it. So you'll just measure length and width and pop that in. All right, so I have 11 1/4 by 4. So I'm gonna go cut that piece and we'll pop it in. Okay, so this board is 3/4 inch thick. So I just went ahead and loaded my nail gun with 5/8 inch nails. And I'm just gonna lay some glue in my groove here for extra insurance. And then I'll just nail it in and we're done. It was so quick and easy. All right, this is there we go. And we'll just hit it with a couple. You can see on the front, I did a little bit of filling here, any areas that had seams that needed to be filled. And I used some wood filler, and same thing on the back, all in here. The last spot is where we had to do the pocket holes, and so now we need to fill those up. So we have these Craig pocket hole plugs, and we're just gonna use them. They kind of go right in here. They fit right into that contour of the jig, and you kind of hammer them in there. So I'm gonna fill these up with wood glue first so that they stay in there nice and tight. I'm just gonna go in here and kind of wiggle that in there and lay that down like that. Okay. A couple more. I wipe away that excess wood glue. Let's head on over to the other side. So once I get my wooden pegs in there, I just went and sanded everything so that it was all flush. And then I went in with my wood filler and I filled any gaps between the pegs and the board. I did one last sanding to get it all smooth and leveled out. And then it's time for the primer. We just used a Kills primer, and here's my dad helping me out with that. I went in with the paint. We just used Glidden paint, and the color we used was cow's milk. I did 2 coats of that, The final step was just to go in with a clear water-based polyurethane. I did a couple coats of that so that they stay protected from scratches and everything. And here's the final product.
I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's obviously a million different ways that you could make some shaker cabinets. I thought this method was really quick and easy, and I really enjoyed doing it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please comment below, let me know what you thought, and let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to help you out if you want to go ahead and make these shaker cabinets. Hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.